KMR, and what is up? Hope everybody is having a good time. We are here to check the BRAP out. We're talking about the hybrid RENESIS configuration. And I think first of all, I got to work on the name here. When Mazda Tricks kind of came up with the name, there wasn't a lot of electric hybrid cars. So what we're really talking about is the blend of the RX8 motor with RX7 rotor housings, which gives it a multi-port exhaust, basically something that was never ran in a factory configuration, which is kind of cool that the parts all go together. And if you've followed these builds in this project, one of the things we ran into is Mazda did a really good job with their intake design, their exhaust, their throttle body. So even if you drop this motor right into a stock RX8, it has the potential to flow more air, but it seems like the stock car has some limitations. We're not really getting the horsepower we want or the gains we hoped for. Obviously, it works really good in turbo configuration. We already know that, but we're trying to see what it'll do naturally aspirated. And one of the things I wanted to do, and Mazda Tricks also wanted to do, is we want to get rid of this OEM intake, drop on a classic RX7 downdraft style setup. I'm going with a 52 millimeter little throttle body that I picked up, so we should be able to get some good volume in there. And in the classic RX7 configuration with a nice little wraparound manifold, a little downdraft manifold, on our e-production motors, we were able to get, with aggressive street porting, in the neighborhood of 250, 265, sometimes approaching 270 horsepower. That was always at high RPM. We're talking 10,000 RPM, 10,200 RPM. So these motors were singing, but it was decent horsepower and they were very fun to drive in circuit racing. As those motors become more rare and these blocks become more plentiful, we were wondering if, well, can we make the same horsepower or can we make more horsepower? So we generally would run 48 IDAs or 51 millimeter IDAs. I grabbed the 52. I figured a little more volume is going to be appropriate for this motor where we have a little bit more intake volume and exhaust volume flow. Yes, we have to come up with an intake manifold configuration. It's not really easy to find right now an off-the-shelf manifold that's going to drop this right on, but we can get adapters. So I'm probably going to run an adapter to a existing downdraft manifold, do a little porting, and that'll get our throttle body on there. And then where are we going to put this thing? Well, we're going to put it right here. We're going to put it in my old Formula Drift car because it's already got a Haltech ECU. It's already got a radium fuel system. It's got all the coils, the wiring done by DNA. I'd love to run it turbo, and we'll probably run it turbo after we do the NA testing because this car's set up for boost, but I've always wanted to see what this motor configuration can do with your basic aftermarket setup, and this is a really easy way to test it. Now, I really did want to work on developing the billet 3 rotor, but what everybody has to understand is there's no rotors in that motor right now, so this was more for mock-up purposes to test fit everything. So we see what we need to do. I need to build that motor, so it's going to come out. While it's out getting built, we're going to drop this in for testing. That way the car's up and running, we get some horsepower numbers, and it gives us something fun to work on and look at. I think one of the biggest challenges is probably going to be exhaust. It's the same thing everybody faces. So I'm interested to see what it looks like once it's in the car, because I actually haven't had one of these motors in an RX8 in about 10 years. And that was when we were doing the Mazda Tricks car. Other than that, I've just been building the motors, and other people have had to figure this stuff out. I obviously want to do a nice equal length. Collection should be pretty far back, so we don't want that too close to the back of the block. And hopefully we're able to at least achieve those RX7 numbers. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't see some 260 plus horsepower numbers. And my dream would be that it does more because we've got the potential. This motor is only a street port. So, I mean, we could have been more aggressive, but I think this is a great place to start. The rotors have been side cut, Mazda Tricks balanced. We deepened the RX7 to RX7 apex seal grooves. So we've got all the basic stuff that we've always done in our classic builds and for everybody that's been doing it, up to this point. So I hope everybody enjoys the project. I know we did take a hiatus on this. Everybody was commenting, where's this been? Well, we had to work on some other stuff, and one of those other things is our current project, which is actually our new 4-rotor RX7 build, which hopefully the next video you guys see will be some updates on that, because we've got some great stuff that just came in and we're really starting to roll along on it. It's starting to look like a car. And then hopefully the next time you guys see this, like I said, we'll have intake on and we'll be dropping it into the RX8. So let me know what you think. If anybody's done this already, let me know what you were able to achieve. I haven't seen any dyno numbers from this. I haven't seen any great photos, but you never know. It could be out there. I think the last video I posted about the RX8 porting, there's actually some great comments in there and some great information. So I really appreciate the community, sharing ideas and thinking about this stuff, because that's really all it is we know we're going to lose some bottom end power, but what can we make on the top end? It's all about having fun with rotaries. And I hope everybody enjoys the brap. I'm a brap on out of here. I got to get back to work. This isn't work. This is playtime. Thanks for watching.